Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. So this is going to be a weekly energy reading where I'll basically be giving you, a rundown of your week, what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, and any intuitive messages that you need to know in order for your week to run smoothly. I actually already filmed this, but the reading was literally all over the place, so I had to restart. I honestly think that it has a lot to do with the energy that I was picking up, because for a lot of you, as you can see in these cards, I'll explain in a second, a lot of you have a lot of racing thoughts, or you're really fixated on a specific thing, but a lot of you are in your head a lot, and I'm picking up a lot of brain clutter. I guess that's what you would call it. So that's kind of how the reading went when I tried to do the reading for you earlier. It was like a lot of clutter. It was a lot of like me not being able to get my thoughts straight. So I feel like that's going to be like a main theme for you this week is your mind and your thoughts kind of like running away from you, and you being able to, or you needing to kind of control your thoughts, not suppress them because that will only make it worse, but control them as in allow them to come and go, release them in some way, write them out, journal them, something that like causes you to dump your mind or dump your thoughts, because there's a lot going on in your brain is what I'm seeing. So I'm going to pull clarifiers for each of these first, and then we'll get started. But yeah, I think that this week, one of your main focuses should be not allowing your brain to be just cluttered. Like I said, journaling will help. Sometimes I just sit on my phone and just vent, to my video camera and then delete the video afterwards. Limiting social media might be a good idea this week. I feel like your mind is just going to be much more susceptible to bullshit this week. Excuse my language, but bullshit. Yeah, like I feel like there are days where our energy is just more, or we're just more sensitive. So we're more sensitive to energy, and we're more sensitive to other people's thoughts. And those are the days where we need to stay off of social media, because you have to understand when you're like scrolling through social media and you are feeling extra sensitive that day, you're like absorbing other people's thoughts, and it can really throw your energy off. So just keep that in mind. Also, keeping your space really clean, like wherever you work, like if you have like a workspace, cleaning your office, or cleaning your house, like decluttering this week would be really good for a lot of you. So it's like decluttering your mind and decluttering your environment, which will affect your mind. So let me pull clarifiers for each of these cards. Five of Wands, Moon card. I'm going to fix the cards in a second. And the Three of Swords. Okay. I kind of figured that Three of Swords was going to come out. I can feel the energy. Okay. So let's start with these two cards, which is the Aquarius card and the Five of Wands in the reverse. So I'll turn them both upright just so you can see them, but they're both in the reverse. So with the Aquarius card being here in the reverse, to me that talks about fixed energy, like being very fixated on a certain thought and not being able to get it out of your head. I feel like a lot of you could be experiencing mental conflict or internal conflict, I guess you could say, because it's something that you can't quite figure out, that is just kind of driving you nuts. Like it's really pulling you in different directions is what I'm seeing. I'm going to clarify one more with the Osho Zen deck. For some of you, this may be outside people. This may not even be internal, but I feel like for most of you, this is internal. It's like a struggle that's going on, and it's really keeping you in your head because you're trying to figure it out. You're trying to solve the issue, or you're trying to solve the problem, and your mind is just not able to come up with a solution. So you're just fixating on it over and over again, and it's keeping you really stuck. I'm gonna pull one more. Silence. Yeah, you're needing to quiet your mind to get whatever solution you're looking for. The solution is quite simple, is what I'm hearing. Once you quiet your mind, the only reason why it seems really hectic and chaotic and like you can't figure it out is because your mind is so jumbled. Like I said, some of you are just really needing to dump your mind, journal it out, write it out, like do something to dump your mind, and meditate, sit in like a very quiet room. Sorry, I'm trying to fix the camera. Sit in a very quiet room or something along those lines, so the answer to whatever it is that you're struggling with will come to you directly. For some of you, if this is external, meaning there are people in your external environment that have just been combative, or it's just been kind of chaos in your external environment, you may need to kind of remove yourself as best as you can and prioritize your peace of mind, is what I'm hearing. You're needing silence this week. You're needing it. Whether it be silence from your own thoughts or silence from, other people's drama, chaos, whatever this is. So let's see here. Oh, before I pull the clarifier, let's move on to these two first. The Libra card is here in reverse, the Moon card. So this week, relationships could definitely be a theme for you, like something that comes up for you, whether it be romantic, family, co-workers, anybody who you have an exchange with. I feel like, because with this card, with the Libra card earlier, what I was getting is that this is not a good week to try to hash things out with people, if that makes sense. Like if someone tries to come and have a deep one-on-one talk with you, or heart-to-heart, or someone wants to confront you about something and wants to communicate about it, I feel like this week is not the best week to do that. I really don't, because I feel like this week, everything is gonna turn into an argument, even when it doesn't start out that way. Like it could start out with, okay, we want to solve this issue, or let's talk about it, and there's going to be no solution to it. I was picking that up very clearly. So you may not want to do that this week. I feel like it'll be a waste of energy. I mean, you can try, but I just really feel like the end result is just not going to be, okay, we solved that. That was good that we communicated. It's just going to lead to more frustration. So, I mean, pick and choose your battles this week, because you don't want to, waste your energy on something, on like any type of confrontation or anything like that that's going to be pointless and that isn't going to solve anything. The Moon card being here in the reverse, that talks about truth and clarity. I don't want to say, I try to be very careful when I do like tarot forecasts, like future forecasts, because you never want to instill fear in people, because these things aren't even written in stone when it comes to the future. Like tarot is pretty much written in stone when it comes to the present and the past, but the future is flexible. So there's really no need to ever fear a future prediction, because you can always avoid it. And I think a lot of people don't know that about tarot. But yeah, I feel like with the Moon card being in reverse, that usually talks about secrets being revealed. And again, don't be scared, because my tarot cards usually don't give me messages that are going to harm you or ruin you in some way. So please don't be scared. If you're scared, that message wasn't for you. Put it that way. It could very well be also that you're just seeing people's true colors this week. Like you're really seeing their true colors. Let me pull one more. Yeah, because a secret doesn't always have to be like, oh, you found out someone did something behind your back. It could be like you were in some sort of illusion about someone or a group of people. It's like you had your mind made up about who they are as a person. And this week you could just be seeing things very differently with the Moon card in reverse. And that could be good or bad, actually. Like there could be someone who you may have misjudged in a negative way, and now you're seeing them in a more positive light because you gain some sort of clarity about them. But again, it could be the opposite of like gaining clarity about someone in a negative way who you once thought highly of. And again, please don't allow that to scare you. If it scares you, the message is not for you, because my tarot readings, I always set the intention that, no one will leave these readings with fear. So let's clarify that. Traveling in the reverse. Yeah, I feel like this could talk about a standstill. And when I say standstill, I mean it could be a physical standstill, as in kind of falling back from a situation that you were once very much connected to, or you're being advised to do that. Yeah, I think that's what it is, because the traveling in the original Rider-Waite deck is the 8 of Wands. So that's about communication. And like I said before, I feel like communication is going to be off this week. And it may be for the best to kind of like step back and say, we need to discuss this another time or talk about it another time. Some of you are also just needing to slow down in general, because I feel like you've been really exhausting yourself. And there's a lot of mental energy here that could be causing you to feel very drained. So some of you are needing to take it easy this week try to rest as much as you can is what I'm seeing, especially if you haven't been sleeping well because of your thoughts and they're racing and things like that. I think a soothing nighttime routine would be very helpful for those of you who that applies to, because your mind is really needing a rest. Like, a lot of people know, okay, it's time to take a break, it's time to rest my body, but a lot of people don't take the time out to rest their minds, which can cause you to burn out even more energy than physical. Like, have you ever sat around all day long and did nothing, but because you thought so hard about something, it's like you're exhausted by the end of the day? Like, your mental energy is still energy that needs to be rested. See what I'm saying? I also got road rage from that card, which is bizarre. I don't think I've ever gotten that message before. People, I mean, you might be experiencing that this week. So just try to remain calm. Like, people could be more hostile on the road than usual, things of that sort. Very strange. I never get messages like that, but that's what came through. Okay, the air sign, or the air card, is here in the upright along with the Three of Swords. You know, the Three of Swords is never a nice energy. The Three of Swords is about your mind playing over a painful situation over and over again, and you really, for the life of you, can't figure out what to do about it. Like, you can't figure out, it's like you can't decode it, is what I'm hearing. I think that a lot of you, the way that you get closure is by fixating on the issue until you understand it completely, and then you can let it go, or you can work towards letting it go. But if you don't understand it, you'll just keep fixating on it. And basically what it's saying is that that's not working in your favor, because sometimes you're not going to be able to figure out certain things. Some things aren't going to make sense, especially if it has to do with another person, because the Three of Swords is about heartache, and it usually involves another person. And sometimes human beings are very irrational, and they do things that are irrational and don't make sense. So if you are banking on figuring somebody out in order for you to have closure, sometimes that can keep you stuck, because again, sometimes people do really irrational shit, and there's no way that you're going to be able to rationalize it. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to pull one more. So yeah, I think that this is talking about taking the high vibration of the air sign element, which is basically having the thought about whatever situation is making you feel conflicted, like having the thoughts about it, analyzing it to a certain extent in order for you to figure out what you were meant to learn from the situation, but then letting it go, like taking the lesson, letting it go. And I don't mean letting it go like suppress it and act like it doesn't bother you, but try your best to release it, and try your best to not try to fixate too much and try to figure it out. Okay, I want to pull one more. One more. Okay, these cards don't want to talk. Existence in reverse. I also heard breaking your own heart. Some of you are jumping to conclusions about something, and you're creating worst case scenarios in your head, and those worst case scenarios are nowhere near what the reality of the situation is. So you're putting yourself through a lot of unnecessary stress, is what I'm seeing. If you don't know something for sure, sorry, I'm trying to fix the camera. If you don't know something for sure, let it go, or try your best to, because if you don't know for sure and you start filling in the blanks with the worst case scenario, you could literally make yourself sick, like mentally, physically. It's like you're almost tormenting yourself with your own thoughts. So just be very careful. The existence card is here in reverse. The existence card, I always call it the existential crisis card, where you're really trying to figure out like what it is in life that is going to make you feel fulfilled. What is life all about? Why am I here? Things like that. I experience that crisis every single day. So some of you could be experiencing that this week. I'm just really heavily thinking about what your purpose is here, and like, you know, what you need to do moving forward. And I feel like this will be, again, a perfect time for you to kind of stay off of social media as much as you can, quiet your mind, and really just think these things through. Really think these things through. It seems like a very spiritual energy here. So some of you could just be really in your feelings this upcoming week. And again, you're needing to kind of embody your feminine energy. And when I say feminine energy, I mean like meditation, letting the answers come to you, like not putting too much effort or force into certain situations, things of that sort. It's just like a very spiritual energy is what I'm feeling for you in this upcoming week. Very spiritual, feminine energy, which is going to be perfect because then it gives you an opportunity to really rest your mind, relax your body and your mind, I mean. Let me pull one more. Oh, okay. That's a weird message. This week, somebody could be offended by you. And I don't think you're even doing anything wrong. It's really weird. The message I just got is like someone's offended by your existence. Like you're not doing anything but living and someone's pissed about it. Or a group of people. I think this is just social media bullshit, honestly. Like, you know, like when you tweet something or you write something on Facebook and people just try to find a reason to tear it apart or to criticize. It's something like that. I just think you just need a break from people. I think you just need a break from people this week. All right, so I'm going to pull one from the Kipper deck, and this will be the energy that you should embody this week. Okay. Oh. This card just flew out, and I really feel like it's in connection with this. Okay. I mean, you see the card, false person, secrets, cutting communication. Don't panic. Like I said, I don't think this is like something to worry about. This could be something that already happened. Like I said, seeing some, or this could be, like I said before, finally seeing someone's true colors or your perspective of them changing. Because I was pulling the cards from the Kipper deck to basically see what energy you need to embody this week. But when this came out, I feel like it wasn't answering that question. It was like clarifying these cards right here. Very interesting. Again, don't be afraid. I'm not saying you're gonna find out someone's cheating or like, I'm not saying that. I just think it's clear, like it's clarity. I think it's clarity. All right, what energies need to be embodied? Oh, okay. I'm getting another intuitive download about that card. What I'm seeing here is that for some of you, you're in this transitional period where you feel like you're not yourself anymore. This false person is you. That makes a lot of sense. This card could be you. Like you saw yourself in a certain way and now you feel like a completely different person than what you once were, which is a good thing because, I mean, us as human beings, sometimes we can want to make drastic changes in our life, but it's kind of like we feel like a fraud. Like, for example, if you're someone who's really shy and you're like, I want to be more outgoing, that first night that you go out and try to be outgoing, you're going to feel like a fraud. And a lot of people think, okay, that must mean that I'm not supposed to be doing this. Maybe this is not who I am. That's not the case. Human beings are not fixed, meaning that you are not the same. You don't have to be the same person forever. There's no set way of being like, oh, that's just not how I am. It can be how you are if you repeat it enough. Again, I'll use the example of being shy and wanting to be outgoing. If you go out every single day for the next 6 months, every day, which that's extreme. I'm just giving an extreme example to drive my point home. If you go out for the next 6 months every single day, guarantee you by the end of that 6 months, you will feel like an outgoing person. You will no longer feel like an outsider or like a fraud, is what I'm saying. So I'm going to pull one more. So it's all about repetition. Whoever you want to be, you can be that. Especially if you went through a dark night of the soul recently, and it's kind of like you feel like you want to rebirth yourself. You feel like the old you is kind of like past due and you're due for a new you. I feel like that has a lot to do with that card. So repetition is the key. Figure out who you want to be and then be that. Literally, it's that simple. All right. Energy you're embodying. Oh my God, what is this? The thief card, what the, okay. I'm really confused as to why, because it's not answering my question. I can feel when like the cards are answering my question, and this is not answering my question. So I don't know why these cards are coming out. Thief, false person. I just think that some of you are just going to get clarity about something this week. And it's not something that's, I don't think is going to shock you. It's just more like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. It could very well be whatever it is that you've been fixated on. Like finally figuring out like this person is just a coward, high honor. That's so strange. I feel like my reading just got hijacked. Like this is supposed to be like a general reading, and I feel like this is very specific. Just about like cowardly, stealing energy from people, false person, false mask, stuff like that. Some of you could also be struggling with shame this week, feeling shame because of something that went on. I can't really put my finger on what the exact message is, but shame could be something that's coming to the surface. This is a lot. I feel just this energy I'm feeling now is very overwhelming. This could be a spiritual awakening with the existence card being in the reverse. See, this reading just kind of took a turn. That's exactly what happened the last time I tried to do this reading. Like it started out like, okay, it's flowing, it makes sense. And then next thing you know, all this shit started happening. And I'm like, whoa, wait, what is this? And like my brain just got overloaded, and I was like, oh, I got to start over. Yeah, I feel like for whoever needs to hear that message, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So this Kipper deck is not working out because it's not answering my question. So I'm going to pull from the Zodiac deck, from the Zodiac Oracle deck. Okay, so what is the energy that you're needing to embody this week? Mercury in reverse. See, Mercury is like the lower mind, like communication. You're wanting to embody Mercury energy in reverse, meaning you're wanting to keep your thoughts, your words to yourself. Because I feel like I said, someone may want to talk to you about something or confront you about something, and it's just not going to work out. Mercury in reverse also reminds me of, obviously, the Mercury retrograde that everybody fears. I don't think one is coming up anytime soon. Doubt it. But this card reminds me of that energy. And that, you know, when during the Mercury retrograde, people are like, oh, don't communicate because communication will be all jumbled and people will misunderstand you, or don't start anything new or sign any contracts, things of that sort. It's like that energy of you needing to embody that this week. I think this has a lot to do with communication. I really hope that didn't confuse you. I'm going to pull one more. So treat this week as if you're in the Mercury retrograde. Anybody comes back from your past, review it very, very carefully without, you know, taking a leap of faith and diving right into it. Communication is going to be off, so try your best not to get offended and try your best not to offend people and things of that sort. And I think clarity as well, because usually during the Mercury retrograde, we get clarity about past situations. So I think this week is kind of like a Mercury retrograde energy sort of week. Pull one more. Aries card. So, okay. Aries, opposite sign of Libra. Aries to me represents independence. So some of you may be finding independence this week after really figuring out people's true colors, like kind of realizing that you have to be the leader of your own life and remove yourself from certain things. I'm going to pull one more. Aries to me also talks about being a leader and not a follower. So just keep that message in mind. But it can also, with it being here with the Mercury card, I feel like this could also talk about, you know, there may be times where you have instances where you want to be combative this week, or you want to speak up, and it may not be for the best, because I feel like it's not going to solve anything. So try to keep, you know, any aggressive energy that you may be feeling, just try to release it in a positive way this week. One more, the Moon card. Yep. Moon card, silence card. Like I said, feminine energy, meditation, really gaining clarity through your intuition instead of by seeking out things in a logical manner. This could be a very emotional week for a lot of you as well. Very passionate week. Again, like I said, communication is going to be off. Try your best to avoid it if you can. Reschedule it if you can. If someone's like, can we talk? Just like, okay, can we just save this for next week because this week it's not going to work. It's like that sort of energy. All right, that's it. Sorry, this reading was 26 minutes long. I hope I did not confuse you. Whew, like I said, I was tapped into your energy and I just feel my thought. Wow, see, when I just pulled this card, I just feel my thoughts just all over the place. Try very, very hard to articulate what I was hearing intuitively. Okay, so that's it, guys. I really hope that this was helpful. I will see you guys in my next video. I believe I'm going to post on Tuesday. I'm doing healing videos. I'm incorporating healing videos into my channel now. So let me know what you'd like to see in the comment section. I think my first topic is going to be toxic parents, dysfunctional parents, things of that sort. So I might actually film that now since I have time. But thank you guys for watching again, and I will see you in my next video.